things if we're going or we're not going. Says live video is starting, so I'm gonna maybe assume that we are going. I think we're going. You just never know when you're going, and that's when I catch you with those blooper moments, you know?
Yes.
But
Oh, yeah.
hello,
I see. I see. I see. Yes, we're here.
hello, everyone out in Facebook land. Thank you for being a member of this awesome group. We love seeing all the things that you've been doing, uh, painting, penciling, whatever craft you do, um, anything creative that you do. Please post it because we would love seeing it. Tonight's special guest is Miss Lydia Steeves.
Hello, everybody.
And she's going to show you how to do, what is it, Mama, I love you? What is,
I love you, Mommy.
I love you,
So
Mommy.
close. Yeah. A black bear and a cub.
There you go. And as it should be. And just don't be messing with those black bears and those,
Those mama
right?
black bears, don't mess with them.
Yeah, no way. We saw one in Alaska. My husband, I tell you the story, my husband got out of the car to go around to take a picture of him close up. And I'm like, get back in the car. And then my brother-in-law is opening up the sliding door that's like right next to the beer. Close that door.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Well, I think it was a teenager. There was, I don't know, a young mama, there was no babies, there was no mama,
Okay.
but there's woods. And so you
Just
don't know.
a wandering bear.
Yeah, you don't know where its relatives are.
Oh, you don't.
And I don't want to find out. But tonight is going to be all about the bear, the mama bear, and the baby bear because Mother's Day is coming up.
Exactly. Mother's Day's coming up. So
It's
a
going to
mama
be,
and cub.
there you go. It's going to be wonderful. And it's so, I love the critter squares because you can put them anywhere. You
Oh,
know,
yeah. Yeah.
they don't take up a lot of space. So a lot of people are into the minimalism. They don't want a lot of clutter, or they don't have wall space, or they don't have shelf space. You know what I mean? They don't have
Yeah.
it. These here, you can put them on. I put mine
And
on the
tuck them
the
in.
window,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
window pane rest there, so I can see them. And it's just fun. It's just fun to have a little bit of splash of something other than boring walls.
Yes, exactly.
And I think surrounding yourself with art is always good for the soul.
I agree with you completely. Yes, I always like to have lots of artwork around.
Yeah, whether it's my own or it's yours or it's
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
other
Yeah,
people, I just love having around because then I feel like you were all with me all the time.
nice. That's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. If you're going to be penciling with Lydia, let us know. If you aren't and you want to be and you don't have your pattern yet, you can go to lydiasteeves.com and under Critter Squares and grab yourself a pattern and come back and watch this video over and over and over. It's going to be in the featured. As soon as I get over there, I'm going to pin it under featured, and it will stay there for roughly 30 days, and then it'll be gone. But you can go find it over under the YouTube channel, Artfully Connected, right? I got to keep remembering that.
Yes, I have to keep looking it up too when I want
But
to want the right words.
I will go, well, while she's teaching tonight, I will go and find the link and I will put it in the comments. So you can find the critter squares there. I've been putting them up every so often. So she's been doing, oh my goodness, you've been doing this since 2020?
Yes. Yes, it was a COVID thing way back. And then when we said, should we just kind of wrap it up? Apparently, no. We
Apparently,
couldn't wrap
no.
it up. And
Once
we
you
continued on.
once you start a good thing.
Yeah,
So
there's lots of fun things still yet to come, and some different ones, I suppose, and some cute ones, some regular ones. We'll keep on going until I run out of ideas.
So if you don't want her to run out of ideas, pop her some ideas. And if you are putting her name in the comments, you want her to see them, make sure you have an @ sign in front of the L in Lydia Steeves so that she sees them. And if I see them and you didn't do that, I do it for you so that she
Yeah.
gets notified that there's something for her to look at. But if you're watching the replay, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this replay. And I hope that you pencil along with Lydia at some point. And after you're done your pieces, you can, if you don't want to put them out for all of us to see in the group, which we would really love for you to do,
Oh, yeah.
but if you'd like a private critique, you can
Okay.
send it to Lydia and she will be
Sure.
very kind
Yeah.
and let you know. But other
Just
than
gonna
that,
say, this was a recommendation by Brenda for because she does all these different ones for a charity that we both love, Hope for Wildlife. And she was they I think just got their license that they were allowed to rehabilitate bears and take in bears to,
yeah.
they didn't have to send them off to another official place.
Oh,
So the black bear was very important to them. And she thought that a black bear would be a good idea. And I thought, why, yes, yes,
well,
it would.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you, Brenda. You said thank you, Brenda.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna spotlight you now, honey, so you can take it away.
Okie dokie. We shall get started. And so I don't know if people are penciling along, they probably have figured out by now that there is a mistake in the packet, always a mistake, although I think I've had a pretty good track record there for a while. I think I gave a number of dark brown, but I used the words dark umber. So that's dark umber and that's dark brown. And you can see why I get confused. They're pretty close, although dark umber is much darker, I think. And all that to say is, I have no idea what color I used. So hopefully you pulled both of them, and we'll figure out as we go along which one we actually want. If you want a brownie or black bear, then maybe you'll use this one. And if you want a blackie or black bear, then maybe you'll use that one. Living on the edge. That's what we are. Okay, here we go. So I got sienna brown for mama's eyes, well, baby's eyes too. And I found it easier to color the whole thing with the sienna and not try to do irises and pupils right away. And that way you can not worry about the two circles and just worry about the one. Now, mama's has round eyes, and they're about the same size, so make sure they're the same size. And baby bear, because it's a side view, is a little bit more of an elliptical, a squished oval on its side. So put that in with sienna brown. And we'll come back and we will put the pupils in when we do some of the black parts. And for this one, there's not a lot to her. So what she does have, they both have, you have to kind of get right. And so I put a close-up packet, close-up shot in the packet so that we can try to keep things a little bit shaped fairly accurate because the body and such, it's not quite as, I mean, it's a big black blob, right? So we're going to take sand and we're going to do all the tan colored spots. So just with a linear stroke, and this will be black. Let's get a little closer. Okay, there. And it doesn't matter how far, if you go into the black here, it doesn't really matter because black will cover this. So you'll just take little lines and you'll color in. Okay, so just ease upwards. And go to about the top of the nose. And then we'll stop there for a bit. And then you'll try to make sense of this chin. So the chin has half of the tan, and then this will be black here. And then we will do some more tan on this side. And again, this will be black later, and this will be black later. So feel free to make the shape where what you think. Maybe just a little air, just a little bit on the larger side. Okay, so we've got this going to the nose, and then we have to change a little bit of direction because these hairs will go from the nose upwards and between the eyes. Okay, and then you've got a little space left here, and that will be the little transition edge between the straight here and these ones that are going down, and we'll put those in. And I guess they kind of go towards the eye. And just got this little bit of a marking on her forehead. Again, be generous. Can always trim and shape. And now Baby Bear, we will put in his snout. And these ones will, I guess, go to the side, like turn to the right, and then they'll have to come as if they were coming up the cheek. A little bit of fussing back and forth, but. And his lips will be a little bit darker. Make a nice shape here as it touches his face and his chin. Again, I'm just going to bring a little bit of yellow or sand down here. You know, his coloring is changing. He's young and he's sort of changing as he goes along. So maybe a little on the throat. It's not a bad idea. Right, and inside his ears will also be a bit of sand. And I think that should be it for sand. Let's whip out our sienna brown and put a bit of sienna brown in the baby's ear. Just kind of blush it in. Get these lighter colors in so that we know where they're going to be, and then we can go with other colors later. We are going to take nectar. I'm going to bring this up right to his profile. This was back to sand. We got other colors coming there, but let's start off with sand. And then this is going to be nectar. His nails are going to be nectar. And we are going to put some in the mama bear's nostrils. Not, it sort of depends on how we're going to do the nose as to how much is actually going to end up showing at the end. It's not a solid black nose. This girl's nose was not solid black. And it's nice to have some variety with this color in the whole picture anyways, because it's pretty heavy on the black. So put it in the nostrils area. Okay. We could, if we wanted to, sharpen up our black and get those pupils in just because we usually like that. So let's have a look at what we're trying to do. So you can see that the pupils are high up. So most of the iris is down below. And here it is again. And on Baby Bear, it's at the front. So the iris is kind of a C at the back. We'll start up here and just get in the eye, the pupil. And they should be about the same. Same size. So she's kind of looking up. That looks all right. And Baby Bear is looking up at his mom. So the black is at the front. Excuse me. And then let's outline. And hopefully they stayed the same size. Okay, and this baby's eyes. Try to keep that more ovally shaped if you can. Hard not to make it round. And then we'll get that fur in. So, like I said, there it's pretty much black. And so we're going to start off with grade lavender to get in some of these highlight areas to make sure that we don't lose shape. On Mama, there's not a heck of a lot, but there are edges that we would like to make sure that we don't lose when we finally get to the black. Baby Bear has a bit more, because we don't want to lose this profile in the edge of the ear. We don't want to lose this. We want to have these little feet as well. So this is like a ruff here, coarse hair, and I'm just taking that gray lavender, getting that part in, and up this way a bit. And around the eyes will be important. This is going to be the edge of the nose. So let's just put a little something there for now. All right, edge of head. And make these big. Don't be skimpy with your gray lavender. The black will cover tons of stuff, but it will be harder to get it back if you decide that you want to have something. All right, and so above this eye, below it, a couple more lines here. And we will put some lines on her head, just a few here and there, just because it'll add some texture when we finally get going as well. Okay, so we've pretty much got the head figured out. Let's get this edge of ear. And remember, the hair's coarse, so keep your strokes a little bit coarse. Don't make nice little tiny cuties. Maybe a couple over here too. Just put some in as if that was her shoulder. We'll put a few on her ear, this outer edge of ear. And then this is probably her shoulder. So we want, this is, I guess, the highlight side. So we'll put a few more. Roll your pencil so that you don't have to sharpen it. Okay, we'll put some here. That might be it for Mama Bear. Let's sharpen. Because Baby Bear is going to be a little bit finer. And he's got a beautiful profile, just a beautiful profile. So let's see if we can't get that profile in. And really look at it. It's very cute. It's a little bump nose. It comes in for a bit, another little bump, and then it comes in, and then it comes up and over into rather a large ear, actually. So here's the little bump. Comes in. Okay, and I'm covering my transfer line. I don't know if you can get that in there too. As best I can, just by making sure that I'm right up on the tip of my pencil. I'm just going past. Okay, keep going. And we'll come around the ear. And we won't come all the way. This ends up to be not quite as bright by the end, but we'll put a little something right there, and it's just for now. And then let's come to his chin and his throat. Now this is a little bit shaggier. Then we've got some stuff to do in here. So this would be his jawline, I guess. So put some shaggy or edge of head, maybe more so. Put some shaggier lines. And then very cute, very cute. You see how this direction comes, scoops left. And maybe a little something, something in here too. So I did put some lines on the pattern to give you an idea. Okay, so just put in some of those. Hopefully we'll be able to keep some of that direction. And then we'll put a few lines coming towards the ear. I guess ear fluff or something. Now it gets a little murky. We have fingers or claws, I guess. So there's 3 of them showing. And then there's probably an arm, shoulder right in here. It won't be much by the time we're done, but it's just nice to have something. Otherwise, you have to have sort of a reason to color, I suppose. So I think that's probably enough. And so now we will change over to black and we will color in the fur. So some areas you will color in with your strokes pretty tightly together. I wouldn't say I'm pressing hard, although this is going to be black. So, really, there's not much else coming. So cover your paper as best you can. We'll put the OMS on and that will help as well. So I'm coloring in this area where it's going to be black. So let's just get that in. Maybe I'm just going to go on the side of my pencil, right this edge. Okay. And then I'll keep coloring. So coming up this way now, we know that we've got a form or something happening here. So let's make sure that we continue it with the black. So this is going to be a little bit on the light side, and then we're going to have dark. And now we're into this area where we've got some gray lavender. Now you'll make more actual lines, and you'll try not to cover up all that gray lavender that we put in. Okay, so you're going to end up with some black here, yes, and then black and lavender there. So then we'll continue on. If you get to an area, like right in here, for instance, that you think, well, I should probably have put in a few more gray lavender lines, you can just leave a little section. Just leave a little section there where maybe you'll be able to tell, or you could just pick up your lavender and, pop in a couple extra lines, one or the other. But you don't want to lose your shapes just yet, even though you can see that it's not going to stay exactly the same. All right. So now we're coming up here and you'll do the same thing, make more of an individual stroke, cross through that gray lavender. Even on the edge, you'll want to cross through. Maybe come up here and do a little bit more black. Some areas will be darker than others. All right, so let's do more while we have a dull pencil and we don't need to worry about it. Let's come on to the right side of Mama Bear. and come right up to the tree. Now, when you come close to baby bear, keep in mind that jaggy fur that we want to have. So make sure that you don't cover that up and make this all nice and trim. Okay, and then you can keep coloring, color, color, color. Try not to get too straight, try to have a slight little curve. I'm not going to get up too close to baby just yet because I need a sharp pencil. There we go. Let's sharpen. And with the sharp pencil, I will come up pretty tight to his little chin. And maybe with this sharp pencil, while we've got it, he does have a little smile. So just lightly within his smile, it's on the top part, I think, more than it is on the bottom. And get the smirk. And we'll just come up, getting close to the nose. I've got a barely light touch here. I mean, I'm hardly even touching the paper. Just a teeny weeny light touch here. Coming this way around the nose. You can bump a little bit into the nose, doesn't have to stay completely pink. Okay, and we'll come up still with that same light touch. And you won't be able to cover this grade lavender, but you'll bump into it. Just bump into it gently. All right, and well, we can finish off because we started baby bear and we can finish him up here first. Okay, so we're coloring it away. Now have a look. Have a look at the shape of the sand. Okay, so you see how it's like pointed towards the eye and then it's curved here. And then it finishes off there. So if it's helpful, you can turn it this way. Sometimes it's easier if we have it straight up and down. And just doesn't have to be exactly the same as what I've got, but you do want it to have that pointed towards the eye, a little curvy, and then it's a little bit pointed here. And go ahead, take your sand if you don't have that, just put a little something something there. It won't cover the same way, but it'll be okay. He looks happy, as long as he's a happy bear. Okay, and then we will color.
Lydia,
Yeah,
I know I'm a little bit late here, but are you using a circular motion with a light touch on the baby bear's nose? Did you do a circular motion on his nose?
More of a scribbly.
Okay.
Yeah, more like, this kind of a thing, as opposed to just making circles or just lines. So something, yeah. Okay, and I come all the way, do the ears, cross through. We don't want to end up with this. Yes, he's highlighted along the top edge, but you don't want it to be obvious with a line of gray lavender. We've got to be a little bit more subtle than that. Okay, so here we go. Maybe a couple of nicely positioned lines coming over the ear, just there, ear fluff. And I colored this way. You see how we were trying to make sort of like a ribbing or a pattern, trying to make a bit of a pattern on the face. And so I just added the black that way too. If you didn't get it, that's fine. Okay, we'll just color the rest of the head up into the ear. And again, we'll just maybe put our on the side here so I can get that bottom edge. And then you've got the little hand. Okay, so the hand's not going to come straight down here. It's going to kind of curve to the left. We've got that. Now, let's come up to the ears on Mama. And we will make a nice edge. And we'll color in this little back section. Zip over to the other ear. I think we should sharpen our pencil again. We're going to do in here. So there's the edge of the nose or the snout. Let's make that black. So we got some pretty short lines here now. If we're all over the place and everything was fine down here, but now we need to tighten up and make the snout and gently come around with some black lines up and over and through. Okay, so she's got a lump. There's like that's the shape of her head. The dip right there. Up and so don't make it flat. So, and then hopefully very carefully come around the eyes. Try to leave some of your gray lavender in here for some definition. And maybe a little bit at the edge of the eye too. Right, and then we can color all the way down. Okay, I hope that was gonna work out. While we still have a sharp pencil, we are going to do the other eye too. Okay, so right in between, you will come a little bit left and then you'll come around the eye. And then punch down into the her top knot and make it the shape you want it to be. I have it kind of slightly pointed up at the top. Okay, this is going to come up and around. Now, what are we going to do in between here? We'll just put a little bit of black between the eyes, right? I think that's the bridge. It's right in here. Okay, keep going. Shape that snout. Keep an eye on this shape here. So see how it's sort of rounded and it comes down and it comes quite wide. And sort of keep an eye on where does this light part end? Like if you put a line right there, it comes out quite far. It comes out like right out to there. So, you could say that it's not big, it's not like out far enough. Like you want to have this shape. This is down, round, down, and then out. But if you keep making that sand coming way out here, it's not going to be the true reflection of what the shape is. So keep an eye on where that comes out to. Okay, so back over here, under the nose is black. And then we've got a bottom lip, I guess. I don't know what's a lip specifically, but it's mouth, her mouth. Okay. And then we have another little bit of black there. They're not right underneath each other. This is off to the left here. There's the mouth, and there's the chin. Just teeny tiny lines, and then you can shape that sandy part however you want it. And if you find that you need to add more sand to widen something out, that's fine. You can do that. Easy enough, just leave some space. Okay, and then around here. We will also add our black. And well, we can add a little some on the left because there would be a little bit there. We got that, and now with gay abandon, you can put in the rest of her head. You don't have to be quite as careful. Oh, yes, maybe you can come up a little tighter on this eye. under the brown. Okay, just come over the grade lavender a bit. Okay, so have a look. Anything else other than those? That is. It's good. It's fine. We'll tweak. We'll definitely tweak. And now that pesky nose. Noses are hard and bare noses are difficult because I don't know. They're just like these great big orifices and they're all black. You know, what are we gonna do? So we'll take a very sharp pencil and we'll do the parts that we know, which is this top piece and fairly black, press hard or put a couple layers on that top edge and then come down. Okay, and on this side, we put some gray lavender there so that we wouldn't lose the edge of the nose. That's okay. We'll color all this black. Okay, that leaves us with those holes. And then we'll color down between them. And then we'll start moving in. Well, let's make this a bit darker. Like all these parts can be darkish, and except for that left part. And then you'll just start to creep and put that black in over top of some of that pink. And hopefully you've got a little bit left, just a little bit left. Come around, make sure that you don't lose the nostril too much. Okay, start from the bottom, kind of slide upwards, trimming up that pink. Make it a bit darker around the pink. Thought I had it dark enough, but I think a little darker is better. There we go. Okay, and there, it's a bear nose. It's gonna be weird. Hopefully it's not too dark yet. You still have a little bit of pink. I think in this one I ended up losing the pink and having to try to put it back. So this time I'm going to try not to lose the pink too much. All right. One more step and we're done photo one. Take your bone folder and you're just going to scratch some sort of bark texture. Okay, that's it. Don't do anything too crazy, but you probably can't see what I've done, but I've just made some scratches in there. All right, that looks all right. So, photo two. And you can keep the close-up photo handy. And we're going to take our water brush, get it started. And we are going to put it on everything. You don't have to be super careful about the sandy parts, but maybe don't get too wild. And Be a little careful on the edges, because if you've got pigment in your tip of your brush and you go into your background, it will stay then. If it's straight OMS, it will dry, but if it's got any pigment in it, it will stay. And we don't want that. So you can wipe off your tip when you get close here, if you like. Just be a little careful. Wait, then I'll wipe off my tip for sure, and I'll just dab a little bit of the sandy parts. You don't have to do too much. It's mostly for the black. And we will take, let's take our 0. And we shall rub. It's you can really see what the OMS does when you're working on black. Any dark color really, but black is pretty obvious. Okay, so just again, just be a little bit careful around the eyes there. And every once in a while, you might want to just wipe off your brush, like right in here, maybe you want to have a cleaner brush. Okay, just wipe, 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 and same with this part. Keep going. Should be looking pretty good with just a few more layers to tweak a few things. Okay, then I'll wipe my brush. I think you can still use the 0 for Baby Bear. Oh, you can see, I didn't color him too dark, so he's not going to end up as dark as his mom. I'll have to put a little extra on him, but that's okay. I'll wipe off my brush and I'll do this little 5 o'clock shadow on Baby Bear. And I might change to a 00 to rub Mama's nose. I mean, it's a black nose, so trying to make it structurally sound or anatomically sound is hard to do. But if we can try to keep a little bit of pinky there, that would be nice. All right, so here we go. What did I mean? Dark umber or dark brown? I said 9, 4, 6. So let's go with the dark brown. Oh, that's I can't even see. That's why that's my problem. I can't even read the numbers on that. Okay, here we are. Not dark brown. Dark brown. I'm going to sharpen it. Because I'll tell you why I've chosen this one to try, because we're going to work on the sand parts. If it was directly on the bear, I would maybe take the dark umber. But this is my thinking, is that I'm going to go with the dark brown, and we're going to add just some brown to the tan colored fur. So we will make some little lines between the eyes. That's where I'm starting. And down. Don't cover all your sand. So keep some space between your strokes. Okay, so just kind of in here, just a little bit on there. Maybe we're gonna go put some on here at the edges of the mouth. So same sort of thing here. We'll put some on the chin, by the mouth. You know, just put some brown in there. Even in the baby's ear, maybe over top of your sienna brown. It's not a big step. Don't make it more than it is. We will need a nostril line, a little dip, something right here on baby nose. And let's put a little something on the tree. So just using the side of this pencil, we will color over and show that texture we made. There we go. Now we're going to take eggshell and we'll add some light lines to the tan colored. So for sure, we know we want this to be light right in here. So sharp pencil, teeny lines, and just make sure that you take it slow and easy and shape that. And well, we're going to do a little bit on this side too. It's furry, but not long and furry. You need little short lines. And then the chin, you can be a bit more creative here. You know, a couple of little bit longer ones. All right, looking pretty good. And let's put some light lines along this edge of the snout. And we'll come in and over the black, because that's not a black markings as such. It's just, you know, some darkish hair. So we can shape your little spot. Don't make it a blaze like a horse's, like a white blaze on the head. I mean, it's there, but it's not too noticeable, too bright. And I'm just going to put some lines over top. Try not to cover everything all up, but you do want to put some lines and you want to have a couple of layers. All right, what about your black? Do you like the way it's shaped? Is it too big? You have your opportunity now to change it. I think I'm okay with that. Maybe I'll put a little bit more. And for baby bear, same sort of thing. It's hard to figure out the fur direction on this profile, but if you think about how we normally would paint something like that, they would be down like that towards the lips, and then maybe at the side, you know, because they're 3D, they're not flat, you'd have to start to swing them to the left. If you're not getting any lines, just means you need to sharpen your pencil. Even if you think it's already sharpened, just give it a sharpen again and try it. Okay, that's the chin. And maybe one or two lines on this throat area. Nothing, it's not a tan area, it's going to be a black area, but we have a light color in our hands. Okay, and then last but not least, we've got to put some lightness in the ear. Keep it a bit disheveled. Right. We will put a little highlighty on the nails. And then for sure, you'll need to sharpen your pencil if you haven't already done so. As we are going to put a highlight line in the irises. So right in here, like on the burnt sienna part, and backwards seam. And we'll do the same thing on baby. Eggshell likes to crumble like the white does a bit. And then what we're going to end up doing is putting the burnt sienna back on the top, and it will make it nice. All right, so let's have a look at the black fur again. And we'll just see where else we might want to put gray lavender. Maybe there's nowhere. Maybe you don't want to do anything, but maybe you do. And it's not going to be as easy to do as last time, which is good. It'll just be a little bit slicker. But for instance, in here, maybe you want to have a few lines that weren't so straight. Same sort of thing here. Would you like to curve the fur? You certainly are not going to put on nearly what you did already or what you did before. You need a bit there. I don't know, maybe just put some. Okay, I know for sure I'm going to put some on the left side of that nose, though. Okay, what about around the eye? Maybe when you put your black in, you took everything out. Or maybe it's just too straight. I'm gonna have a little something something there, maybe a little thing about that. At the corner of the eye, same sort of thing here, just a fine tuning. Okay, so I'm going to have something right there. And then I'm going to have something that comes this way, and I'm leaving some. I'm not joining that to that. Leave a little something air for some black. How do you like your edge of ear? Yeah, it's good. It's fine. Don't do it too much. Just have a look to say, do I need to have some texture or not? I think the important part is this rough. I thought that was pretty cool. And any sort of lightening up around the eyes. Those are the areas where I think is important. Baby bear. About the only thing I don't like about my little guy is this is very, very outliney and straight. So what I'm going to do is take I sharpened it again, gray lavender, and I'm making it wider. So it's not so liney. And same thing here, just a little bit wider. And I don't really want to add any more at the bottom because that's going to disappear. This is his arm. Put a bit more on top of the fingers. And I probably don't need to do all that much here because in actual fact, I need to add more black. I don't know where I say, I'm sure I do in it somewhere, is to highlight the edge of baby's nose. Let's do it with eggshell. Because when we do black again, like, so you can really think about the shape of the nose and make sure that it comes out and then gently comes down. And you see, I've made it too pointy. Because I was thinking that I made it too short in the first place, so now I've made it too pointy. But if you get it straightened around now, when you put the black in, then you can reshape it again. So just and now we will do some more black. So here we go. I'm gonna start on Baby Bear because he needs to be black. This little area was difficult to understand. Pretty hard to know if it was chin or throat or what. So I'm making it part of the chin, but it's black-ish. And get serious about making it black. Same sort of thing. When you come up to your grade lavender, go into it and adjust it. It's darker in front of his eye. Okay. Hopefully I've got enough on it this time. Try to make his fingers furry. Right? And then you're just going to color Mama. It needs to be black with just enough of that grade lavender to give her furry texture. And dark. Yeah, we'll put just be careful in here now. You gotta, again, you can color with crazy abandon for a lot of it, but when you're close to the eyes, make sure you're paying attention to the shape of that marking. What about the nose? Do you need to do anything more on it? I'm thinking it's not that bad. So you can go back and forth on the gray lavender and the black, to get it to the right darkness. That's just a matter of layers and pointed, sharpened pencil, hold your pencil straight up and down, that sort of thing. Okay, just same sort of thing. Remember what we said when the first time we did this, just be careful. And then you can rub again. Okay. So, like I said, you can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And that's good. What I did at the very end, just to quickly, and you can again do this on your own sort of thing. But at the end, I thought, it's still too choppy, still see too much of everything. I didn't want to put another black layer on again. So that's where I took my Verithin black and I used that really fairly firmly. And I just went over one more time. So, I mean, to smooth things out, you do the OMS and the rubbing, and then, you could use your colorless blender, and that helps quite often too. The problem with the colorless blender in this particular case is that it kind of grays things because it's just wax. And I didn't really want that because, well, they should be a nice black, I think. So then I thought, what else could I possibly do? And it seemed like this was going to be the answer. It still gave that texture and it helped me fill it in and smooth things out a little bit more. So that's why that is in the package. So you can work on that, getting, the black. And we'll finish up some of these other things. So we'll put that sienna brown over top of that highlight to get them brown eyes. Reddish brown eyes. And then I went back to the tan colored areas and I took the sand. That was the first color that we put on it. And I used that. Again, it's a bit of more of a blending than anything else. I've got the eggshell on there and that made the texture, but maybe just a bit rough. And so then you'll just take your sand and bring back the more caramelly color as well. And then you can repeat your browns. So we've decided now it is dark brown that we're using, not dark umber. Usually I make the mistake on the pencil number, not the name of the pencil, but this time it's the other way around. It's just to keep us lively and fresh. And I think after all that, of course, I kind of like the sienna brown on it. I guess I like the reddish So you can make it just brown if you like. And the sienna brown is nice on the nails. And the sienna brown is nice on the baby's nose, just where the nose hits the face, right in here. And do you like the shape of your baby bear's nose? Well, just keep tweaking away there on his profile. Yeah, I think that's okay. You can always go, back again, like what we always do, back and forth, back and forth. Maybe you just want to brighten up some area here. Maybe you want to brighten up some area there. If you want something and you think, how am I going to get that? It's not covering it all. You could take your little tool, scratch off the wax, and then make sure your pencil's sharp, and then you can put in what you would like. Okay, that is pretty much everything. Saying we've done that, we've done that, we've done that. Now the tree, all I did there was I put a couple more, colors on it. Let's first though put on the OMS and swoosh it around a bit. Make sure you've got the black off your brush or get a new brush, clean one. So you'll just rub it. And then I put some nectar on. Put some sand on, just a bit, just for some color to tie the palette together. The nectar's quite nice. And then you can go back and you can add your brown. Like if you got a little carried away, or just because you like layers, you can add your brown back. And then I added some black just at the bottom. Maybe up the sides. If you're going to rub again, I'm certainly not saying you can't. Just be a little careful you don't take that black and rub it all the way across and into the nectar, because then you're going to end up with, just like a mucky gray. So just put enough black along the bottom, say, and the side. You can see I got thinner and thinner and thinner. It's not really, yeah, it turned out okay. The tree, I didn't really want to spend hours and hours and hours on the tree. Okay, so I've wiped my brush and now I'm going to just kind of rub that right side of the tree. Just make sure you don't mix it all up too much. And to get the sparkle in the eyes, I use one of these little jelly ones, which, they have their own frustration too. Oh, that one's going to work pretty good. And just maybe tap. And you might make it too big, and then you'll take your black and you'll darken it a bit. Seems like the mom saying, "Save me, save me." He says, "Baby, gonna go to college." Yeah. Okay. All right. Just kind of keep an eye, like just look at it and say, well, do I need it a little darker here? Do I need it a little lighter there? I could definitely spend a little more time down here
Did
with the
you
book.
did
Sorry?
you outline the cub's eye?
I did. Yeah, I did. Back when I outlined her mama's. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Okay.
Yep, yep. But you see down at here, for instance, that's where this Verithin is going to come in handy. If you can't get a Verithin, which if you don't already have one, um, they can be a little scarce to find. You could use another, like maybe a Pablo Caran or one of those other harder pencils that doesn't have as much pigment as the Prismacolors. Prismacolors have a lot of pigment. I hope you're sort of seeing, I hope it's coming out that you can see how this is working. It's not a kitten, so you're not looking for a super duper smooth um, fur. You want it a little bit coarse, and you don't have to get rid of all the green. The green sort of coming through, and that's all right too. Okay, so it just takes a little bit of time to go over everything with your pencil, and like this, how I did that this time around. And you can decide on how much, again, what you would like to shave away, what shape you want this. Yeah, this marking. So it should not be as bright as the snout. So just keep going and taking a little bit off, either with the brown or the Veritin black, and just keep taking a little bit off and a little bit off and a little bit off. I think they have whiskers particularly, so we won't bother with that. I think that's it. I think that's it. I love you, mommy. There we go.
Adorable.
Like the pose, it seemed very cute.
It is very cute. So if anyone has any questions for Lydia, you can post them in the comment area. If you are watching the replay or after when you're doing it yourself, because some people started tonight, but I'm not sure if they finished or not. If you're doing this yourself or you have questions after, go ahead and put the @ in front of Lydia's name, and she'll be notified that there's a question for her to go take a look at.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for sharing this with us. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy
And
Mother's Day, everybody.
and to everybody else, absolutely. And even the dads, if we have any dads watching. Um,
Yes, this could be I love you, Daddy.
it
Maybe.
could be. It,
don't know.
it could be. It could be. I
I'm
know.
not sure if Papa bears hang around. I don't think they do.
You don't think they do?
I don't think there's a lot of parenting going on in the Papa section there.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll have to work on that, huh? Give him a what for? Linda's like, I love this one. Patty says adorable.
Oh, thank you.
At
Thank you,
prickly
everyone.
pear classes information, please. What is
Oh,
that?
yes, I am teaching acrylics at the Prickly Pear. And we are doing two. Let me just turn my camera back down. We're going to be doing, there's four of these little critters in the packet, but we are going to do the little owl and the little chipper in the class. I think it's like 4 hours or something like that. So that should be pretty good. But there's also a squirrel in the packet and a bunny rabbit. A bunny rabbit. So you'll get the pattern for all of that, but we will be doing these two in class. And that is July 25th, I believe. The contact is on my calendar page. I think if you're not a member of that group, I think it's open June 1st or something along that kind of line.
Did
So
you
in a
show
month. Yeah.
did you show him your Highland cow too?
Oh,
Highland
my
coon?
Highland cow, yes. And so
Highland coon?
I'm teaching that one to a group here in my to
As a,
test
as
it
a,
out, to test it out. And we're doing great. Actually, we're really doing great.
oh,
We're
good.
having so much fun with the horns, and of course, you do that great background and the hair. It's not as bad as you think. So, yeah, if you're interested in Highland Coos, that's going to be May 16th. So in 2 Saturdays, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I'll be home by then.
Oh, yes, you'll be home.
And you got a bluebird beauty too.
And my Bluebird Beauty,
Is June
yes,
13th.
that's June 13th. And that's going to be just a lovely, lovely one to do.
Oh, so sweet.
Very soft, very pretty. You know,
Mhm.
that's, yeah. So busy, busy. Lots of
Absolutely.
fun things for people to do, to join us.
A- Absolutely. I hope they do. So please check it out. Yep, go to lydiasteeves.com, get your Creative Square pattern packets, and check out her schedule, her calendar. And then
Yes.
you can go to the uh, YouTube channel I put at Artfully Connected, and you can go check out her Creative Square videos there from
Yeah,
over the
there's
past
lots.
5 years, six years,
Mhm.
6 years.
Because we have lots of, like, if you're interested in spring ones, spring and summer, they're coming. They're all out there. We got lots of great ones that
No,
we've
yeah,
done
they're
in
all
the
great.
past.
They're
Oh,
all
well.
great. And there's pastel ones too, if you want to
Yeah,
try.
they're not usually under critter squares. They would be under my pastel section, just to
Right,
make sure everybody's, kind of clear on that.
right. But the pastel videos are there as well.
Oh,
So
the pastel
I
videos.
try to I try to put in the videos, what's color pencil, what's acrylic, what's pastel, in the
Yeah.
description so that they can know where they're going. But check it all out, and everyone have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you for watching this event with us tonight and sharing your talents with us through the groups. And thank you, Lydia, for sharing your talent. Everyone have a great weekend. Have a great Mother's Day. And I am going to be off to New Jersey on
Yeah.
Sunday. Whoop, whoop.
Is it expected to be good weather for you guys, hopefully?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry
It's
I
gonna
brought that up.
It's gonna rain going down and it's gonna rain coming back, but in the middle it should be okay, but it's still
Okay.
gonna be in the 60s.
Yeah, it's cool here too. It's
Yeah,
cool.
so, and it's on the beach, so you get the wind,
Wind.
over
Oh,
the
well.
ocean. So, but you know what?
It'll
It'll
be
be
fun.
good.
Still
It'll
be
be
lots of
good
fun.
for getting together with creatives and having a good time, just creating and inspiring each other. So that's going to be great. And then after that, for Mother's Day, I'm off to Walt Disney World again.
Again, my goodness, they're gonna say, "Yay, Cindy's back."
And I'm gonna love it. Do
Good.
you do gift certificates? I'm assuming you mean Lydia, because I Artful Webinars does. Does Lydia, do you give gift certificates?
No, no, sorry. That's just something we just never really
Got into.
knew. Well, we tried and it didn't work out that well, and it was just, yeah, sorry.
Right, but Artful Webinars does. So if you wanted to buy a gift certificate for a Lydia Steeves class, you can buy an
We
Artful
could do
Webinar
that.
certificate and use it for Lydia Steeves class, right?
Yes, yes, we could do
We
something
can
like
work
that.
that one out for you, Dana.
Yeah.
Anyways, everyone have a good rest of your weekend, and we will catch you maybe next month. I
For
know we
me,
haven't, yeah, we haven't, I don't
I'm
think we're,
I'm
we've
sorry,
been
but I have to
traveling.
go to Portugal.
Oh, you're sorry. I can tell. I'm going to Disney World and she's going to Portugal. Somehow I'm not, this is not,
But I have a really cool idea for my next one. It's going to
oh,
be a little off the mark. Going to be a little bit
oh,
out
this is
there.
going to be interesting then.
Yes, going to be an interesting one. I
So
hope it works. I hope it
we,
works.
we won't see her next month, but we'll see her after that. So
Yeah.
check her out in the classroom and come join her. So take care, everybody. Have a good
Okay.
night.
Good night, everybody. Happy Mother's Day.